What if I told you the United States government allegedly attempted to hijack the private presidential jet of Venezuela's leader by bribing his own personal pilot? A covert operation, secret airports, encrypted messages, and a CIA offer worth millions of dollars. This isn't a movie. This was real. And today we uncover the mission that almost changed the future of South America forever. For decades, the United States has projected power across the globe through diplomacy, economic pressure, and when those didn't work, through covert operations. But in this extraordinary story, Washington allegedly launched one of its boldest and riskiest covert missions yet, an attempt to kidnap an active president, Nicolás Maduro of Venezuela, by turning his own personal pilot against him. In early reports from investigative journalists and insider leaks, a shocking claim emerged. A CIA operative, identified as Edwin Lopez, initiated contact with Maduro's private pilot. This was not a random target. This pilot had access to the one thing America could never reach through sanctions or military threats: Maduro's presidential aircraft. The plan was simple, yet dangerously ambitious. Instead of launching a direct invasion that could spark international outrage and retaliation, they would bribe the man who held the president's life in his hands. The mission? Convince the pilot to secretly divert the aircraft and land it on an American-controlled military base, where U.S. forces would be waiting. And in return, millions of dollars, guaranteed safety, a new identity, a new life in the United States. This wasn't a negotiation. It was a test of loyalty, morality, and personal risk. Because if the pilot agreed, he would go down in history as the man who betrayed a president. But if he refused, he could become a target himself. According to insiders, months of encrypted messages were exchanged. CIA operative Edwin Lopez used coded language, secure apps, and burner phones to communicate. Meetings were proposed at unmarked airfields, not within the borders of the United States, but in neutral zones across the Americas. Imagine the tension. Each message could be a trap. Each airport could be a setup. The CIA was watching. So were Venezuelan counterintelligence forces. The pilot knew one wrong move could mean life or death. But despite continuous pressure, lavish offers, and diplomatic guarantees, the pilot refused. The mission did not fail due to lack of planning. It failed because loyalty could not be bought. The CIA agent reportedly tried multiple psychological strategies, appealing to personal safety, promising wealth, hinting at the downfall of Maduro's government, but none of it worked. Venezuela's leadership eventually caught wind of the attempted recruitment. Suddenly, this was no longer just an operation. It became a Cold War-style standoff, filled with counter-surveillance, double agents, secret recordings, and covert airport stakeouts. The United States has a long history of involvement in regime change operations, from Iran in 1953 to Chile in 1973 to attempted coups in Cuba. But this was beyond regime change. It was the alleged plot to capture a sitting president midair, a move that could rewrite international law and ignite a global diplomatic crisis. Let's be clear, if this operation had succeeded, the consequences would have been earth-shaking. Maduro, captured and brought to U.S. soil. Venezuela thrown into immediate political chaos. Oil markets destabilized overnight. Russia, China, and Iran, all strategic allies of Venezuela, could have responded with force, perhaps even triggering a proxy conflict. But the mission was never completed, because one man, a single pilot, chose loyalty to his homeland over personal fortune. In the end, the CIA operation was quietly shut down. No official acknowledgement, no headlines in mainstream news, no government statements, just silence, and a story buried deep beneath classified reports. But now, the truth is being exposed. This failed mission isn't just a dramatic tale of espionage. It's a window into the growing tension between the United States and emerging powers challenging its dominance. It raises critical questions. How far will the U.S. go to maintain control in the Western Hemisphere? Was this operation a defensive act or a violation of sovereignty? And most importantly, is this just the beginning of a new era of covert wars fought in the shadows, far from public view? Because while this mission failed, the next one might succeed. This story is not over. The battle for influence in Latin America continues, and new intelligence leaks suggest even bigger operations are being planned right now. If you want to uncover those secrets before they break the headlines, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned. Because what's coming next could reshape world power as we know it.